actually, it's kind of fabulous that my talk follows that wonderful video, because life should just be like that, full of movement and creativity. And that's how I want my life to be. So I'm welcome to share that. Now, I want to tell the story about many stories that are happening on a daily basis around the world. Imagine a Japanese student with his backpack getting on a train somewhere in Japan. Imagine a mother of two getting ready after work and following up with their children to go to a meetup. And imagine an architect, maybe in Spain, also getting ready to meet some people within his community. What all these people have in common? They go to worldwide brigades to see how they can help the community become a better community, taking the time on their own hands to make change, using 21st century technology. Here's Code for Japan, one example. In 2011, there was a huge earthquake that also followed by a large tsunami. Many of the tight-knit communities, especially by the coastal areas, were directly affected by this event. One of the things that happened was that the older population in Nami needed a means of communication to find out where the disparate family members and friends were, since they had to leave their homes after the event. And they also needed to know and understand what was the radiation status that was going on a daily basis. So a couple of fellows from Japan came in and worked with the community directly and asked the right questions and came up with an application that was loaded on a free laptop, where these people were able finally to not only keep the community tight and know where their friends and family are, and were always connected and communicated the status of the radiation. The interesting thing about this was done on their own time and effort on a civic movement. For example, Code for Miami also has taken their time in an open data set from the Miami County to understand in a visual way how is the budget going to be affecting them in 2016. This platform gives the opportunity to our local residents of Miami to either tell their government officials to change policies and allocate these funds to a different way, and also help them understand how to vote properly and with more information. I would like to see Denver, Code for Denver, and this is all, again, fellows and citizens just like you and me, programmers coming together, understood that data that was provided by the local government should not stay stale. Therefore, they created an application where they could communicate when they were going to clean their streets and when they needed to move their cars. Sometimes there's those changes depending on the weather. This also has saved money directly to the government, the local government, without any investment to them. For Detroit, has been in an economic despair for the past few years. One of the most important things that has been affected has been the public transportation. And as you can imagine, if you need to get to work on time, you would like to know when your bus arrives. So community members came together and created an application that will tell them via text message where their bus is on time and real time. And here's a short video to tell you how it works.
Waiting for a DDOT bus? Simply text your closest street address or intersection to Text My Bus at 50464 to find out when the next bus will arrive. You will receive a list of nearby bus routes. Text back the letter next to your route. You will get a message back indicating the closest bus stop and bus arrival times. Bus stop, bus route, and real-time arrival of the next bus. Sometimes you'll get the real-time or scheduled arrival of the second and third buses too. It's just that simple. Oh yeah, Text My Bus works on all cell phones. So go ahead and text My Bus. Go to ridedetroittransit.com for more information.
Another interesting way that we have helped cities in the United States and has been with an organization called Code for America. Code for America has started an annual fellowship where they bring 3 talented, creative people into a city and have partnered directly with the city to create a project that facilitates the community lives. Can Do Honolulu has created Adopt a Siren. Adopt a Siren, a local citizen on an application adopts the siren that announces the tsunami, just what happened in Japan, and makes sure it's in working order. It's kind of like adopting a street or adopting a building. Your own community members is taking care of something essential in life. Now, why? These are hackers, these are programmers, and we always think about hackers in this way. We think about the hackers that steal the credit card numbers in Target, or have stolen my personal information because I have federal clearance for the federal government. But civic hackers hack this way. They fit with this, while describing activities of individuals or communities, which are focus of the research as creative and proactive social actions that deploy to meet the challenges that they encounter in their daily lives. And for me, a good hacker, is a person that is passionate to find creative solution to a problem that takes him or her and takes action to resolve that problem using technology at a moment's notice. And these are the people that are my hackers on my local community here in Puerto Rico. And there, as you can see, we have a government employee, a CIO, an architect, a community member, and a programmer all together sitting in one place resolving a problem with a great solution. Philippe Petit is one of my greatest idols in hacking. He hacked his way up to the World Trade Center in the 70s before it was finished and crossed it on a wire. Nobody ever thought that was even possible, and that was one of his biggest dreams. And for me, what it struck me is that he likes to bend the rules, because rules are always bendable. You don't have to bend the rules in the bad way. You can bend them to your benefit and the benefit of your community. So in 2014, two crazy people that met at a networking event, Emmanuel and I, were passionate about changing our communities here in Puerto Rico. And we're looking for ways of how we can make it better, and how we could change their economic status, and how we can inspire people to make their own change. And that's how Code for Puerto Rico came to mind. And we had the great opportunity to open it in San Juan. With people like this, we're able to make this happen. We had community members, we had architects, we have photographers, we have college professors, and we also have entrepreneurs and business owners that open their space and their hearts to us. And how do we do this? We find a problem, a community problem that affects you directly, and then we talk about it and get a great idea to get it fixed. Now, we come together with the community members and the programmers on a nightly event, and we hack, and we come up with a solution that is either technological. It could be a cell phone application, it could be a website, it could be analog, it could be just a poster that's needed. And things that we have done, we've been glad to have the opportunity to get the open data from the government of Puerto Rico, from the police department, and we created a map that shows you exactly where crime is happening, and it's right now being used in the police department website. We also have partners with municipalities, like the municipality of San Juan, and they have given us a data set, a very important data set, of buildings that have been abandoned all over the municipality, and also pieces of land. We have created a great application where you can actually look them up on a map, and eventually you will be able, as a citizen, tell the municipality of San Juan, how do you want to reuse this land or building, or to vote for getting it demolished, or to vote to be used for creative purpose like a study room or a community center. We also have done very simple, inexpensive ways to retake that love for things that we do in Puerto Rico. So we opened a webpage called with Love from Puerto Rico on Facebook, actually a Facebook page. And the idea is that anyone can take a moment that is happening in this great island and hashtag it with Love from Puerto Rico. I'm not asking for you to not only say about the great projects that we're working on, but just the little moments, like a barista at a coffee shop giving you great service, or your friend taking a picture of a great sunset. All these little moments remind us how good we do have it sometimes in this island, and others don't. We also have combined our efforts with MapTime. MapTime group also have met with us in our weekly meetings, and they're currently working on mapping La Perla. La Perla is one of those communities in Puerto Rico that we're afraid to enter. But once it's on a map, and you can see exactly how to get in and out, the community is open and wants to see you and wants you to visit them and go to their restaurants and go to their coffee shops and meet inside of there. It is not as a scary place as we think it is. Our diaspora wanted us also to be able to help. People in New York and San Francisco, Puerto Ricans, found out about Code for Puerto Rico and said, how can we help? I want to help Puerto Rico. So we did a hackathon last year, and creatively, at the same time, we had people in New York, in San Francisco, and in Bayamón work together to find solutions. We also opened our doors to the community in the National Day of Civic Hacking. We showed all our current projects, and we also showed other projects that other people have worked on that directly helped your community. The most coolest thing about all this is that all of these projects, coding projects, are completely redeployable and open source. Most of them are available on GitHub. So if you're ever interested in looking one of these things up and making it for your own community, you can. You can also work in them and change the code and make it better. And that's why we did Redeployment Fest in December 6th of 2014. Ernesto Ciroli is one of my heroes. He did a tech talk last year. And what caught my eye was that this NGO, Italian NGO, said, if you want to help someone, if you want to help your community, you need to shut up and listen. What does shut up and listen mean? Most of the time, we, the expert, think we know the solutions to all the problems, the way we see it fit, because we believe we're our own customers. That's not the way it works. Your community is your customer. Your people is your customer. The people that are right there feeling the pain is your customer. So you need to go out there and sit down and drink a cup of coffee and listen. Listen first. They will tell you exactly what they need and how they need it. And this is how we, earlier this year, came out in Old San Juan and just brought out coffee. And we invited people to drink coffee with us for free. And our most desperate homeless people came up because why not? They want a free cup of coffee. So we sat down and we listened. And we found out that what they want and what they need is to know how they get their benefits here locally. But there's a catch. They don't own a cell phone. They don't own a computer. They mostly have no access to internet. So we decided that we want to work with the municipality to do an analog solution to this problem and maybe create a poster or give out flyers, some other way that we can find, give them that information that they need. So our 2015 campaign and my ongoing campaign is to shut up and listen. If you want to find a solution to any problem, just ask and they will tell you. Why do we do this? Oh my God, we do this because we love the world. And yes, we can take the world in our own hands. We have the power to make change. We do not need to wait for the government to give us change. We can knock on those doors and ask them to change policy. We do have that power. The power is in your hands to say, I need this, but let me see if I can get it done first. And they will follow, and they have followed. So my call to action to you is, find your local brigade. If there's not one available, get together and open one. It can be in your backyard, it can be in your campus in your university, it can be in your local coffee shop. There needs to be absolutely no investment from you, only your passionate effort to change your world, to change your communities for your own good. So again, shut up and listen, and thank you very much for taking your time to be with me.